Okay, this is going to be a bonus video for Too Many Movies with Filmholmes. As you probably noticed when I was going through my DVD Blu-ray collection, I have movie posters in my room. And I actually have movie posters all over my apartment. I collected them around last year. Every single one, it's a movie that means something, near and dear to my heart. And basically, I want to go through them and show you all the movie posters that I want. I mean, if I could have every movie poster in the world hanging up in my apartment, I probably would, as tacky as that may be. But I got as many as I could, and they all truly mean something to me, and they all inspired me in one way or another to really get into film, to study film, to watch movies all the time, to talk about them, to understand them better. And every poster I have does mean something to me. So I want to take you through my apartment and show you every movie poster that I own and tell you kind of the backstory behind why they're so important to me. So, I'm going to do that right now. Alright, I'm going to go through every movie poster I have in my apartment, my place of living, and explain, why I decided to get each one that I have. I probably own about 1,000 movie posters if I could, but all of these really mean something. I don't have every movie poster I would want, but this is Halloween. It's my favorite horror movie of all time, a John Carpenter movie. I'm a big John Carpenter fan. This is the smallest movie poster I have. An ex-girlfriend got it for me for a birthday. I still appreciate it. I've kept it all these years. I'd prefer a bigger version, but since I ran out of room with all my big movie posters, it kind of works. Let's see, I'll go ahead and do this one. This is the Angry Video Game Nerd movie poster. I got this, and it's signed by James Rolfe, the co-writer and co-director, along with Kevin Finn. But I bought this, it was only $15. I did it to, help him finish the movie, like a lot of other fans of his did, and I really did it too because I wanted a movie poster, like an independent movie poster. And, not many people have those when they make an independent movie. But I really wanted to get this because I wanted it in my collection and to show that dreams really do come true. He is a filmmaker. Even though he does the online reviews and a lot of other stuff online, he is a filmmaker at heart, and I can't wait to see more movies from him. But I love this movie poster. It's one of my favorites, actually. Alright, and we'll move on. This is the wall of comedy, basically, because these are my three favorite comedies. Comedies are my favorite. It's my favorite film genre. I love comedy the most out of everything, and these are my three favorites in order. There is, of course, Arthur, my favorite comedy of all time. And I'll go ahead and say this. Is Arthur a better comedy than Blazing Saddles or Airplane? No, it's not. And it's not groundbreaking like Blazing Saddles and Airplane. But for some reason, Arthur, every time I watch it, not only does it make me laugh, it makes me laugh until I cry, whether I watch it with friends or family or by myself. And I love Blazing Saddles, I love Airplane. They still make me laugh my ass off every single time. But for some reason, not like Arthur. And I still think it's a very underrated comedy. I hope it really gets its due. I have not watched the remake, and I fucking never will. But then, of course, one of my favorite writer-directors, Mel Brooks. I had to pick one movie of his, and I love Young Frankenstein. I love the majority of his work. History of the World Part 1, The Producers, all that stuff. Even Robin Hood Men in Tights and Spaceballs and stuff like that. I love his work. But Blazing Saddles will always be number one because it showed me what a comedy could be. Offensive, but if you do it correctly, it's awesome. So, my favorite Mel Brooks movie. Airplane, it's the earliest memory I have of a comedic film because I used to watch it all the time as a kid. It was the edited version, which was really not much to edit in the movie, but I saw that one all the time. But it made me laugh as a kid. And as I got older, I realized how clever it really is, just how beautiful of a comedy it is. Oh my god, I could go on and on about it, but it still makes me laugh so hard. And it's a comedy classic, but you know, those 5 are really in the living room, and then we move on to the hallway, and here is Goodfellas. Now this was a tough decision because I was originally going to get the first Godfather movie, and I love the first 2 Godfather movies. I'm not huge on the third one, but the more I thought about it, because I wanted to pick a gangster movie, and I love gangster movies. I think most guys would go with Scarface, and I do love that film. But the more I watched Goodfellas, it just squeaks past Godfather. I'm not saying it's better, because without Godfather there would be no Goodfellas. But I love this freaking movie. It's, to me, as close to being a perfect film as you can get. That's really impossible to have a perfect film, but this is pretty damn close. And I love this movie poster. Kind of creepy, especially if you come out here in the middle of the night. Let me turn on hallway light. Here we go. Yeah, boobs. This is, the hallway's kind of small, but this is LA Confidential. I love cop movies, and this is my favorite cop movie. I didn't say it before, maybe. If I did, I'm sorry, but Goodfellas is my favorite gangster movie. I tried to get all the genres that I love. There's comedy, there's independent movie, there's horror. You just can't get her boobs out of your face. But that's one reason I put the poster here, because it's like right within eye level. It just makes me laugh thinking about it. But I love LA Confidential, another movie that is very close to being perfect. I could watch it any day of the week. And now we go on to sci-fi. And this is one of my favorite movie posters. I love the first Star Wars movie poster, and I got the original movie posters. I mean, they're reprints, obviously, but they're Star Wars before it was even called A New Hope, and then Empire Strikes Back, still the best Star Wars movie, and then Return of the Jedi. That actually came from England. It took about a month to get here, but I couldn't just pick one. I wanted the entire trilogy because, again, these movies, they changed my life. When I finally saw these, I believe when they came out with the special edition, and I got it. I saved up my money and I got it on VHS. I still have them, actually. And it changed my life. It really did, like it did a lot of people's when it came to filmmaking. And I love all 3 of these movies. I really do. Okay, and here's something that may surprise a lot of people. I love musicals. I love theater, and I love musicals. I tell people I'm the gayest straight man you will ever meet because I love theater, I love musical theater, but this is still my favorite musical, and it's my favorite musical movie, so it worked out. But I love this poster. There's another version of the poster, but I don't know if this one was fan-made. It doesn't really completely fit, as some of the text is off, but I really like this poster. I loved getting it. And my roommate, I won't show off his room because I don't, well, I'll show this. I bought him this for his birthday last year, I believe. Princess Bride, and that's another movie that changed my life, and it's one of my all-time favorite movies. I really want that movie poster, but I ran out of room with movie posters. He was nice enough to let me do this, so I got it for him, and of course it's his forever. I'll get it one day when I have a house, but I love that poster. But at least it's in the apartment. It's in his room, so I'll show you that. So, sorry, John, for showing off your room, but whatever. Okay, South Park. Now, I really wanted one animated movie in my movie poster collection, and the frame is, I think that's kind of, yeah, it's coming apart, unfortunately. These frames are pretty cheap. And they're still expensive, like $20 a piece. Spent a lot of money on this. But I wanted one animated movie, and I would have preferred like Beauty and the Beast, but those posters are wildly expensive. But I wanted an animated movie because I love animated movies. And I thought about South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. I'm a huge South Park fan, and I love that movie because it's so damn filthy, but it's a musical as well. It's a cool story, and it was really one of the first really filthy movies I ever saw, and I got it. Like, again, you can be filthy, but you can be funny. And to me, that's South Park. It's wildly irrelevant, irreverent, not irrelevant, sorry, wildly irreverent and filthy, but also has great stories and great characters. And that's why I just decided to go with this. And I need to tape that again, because the frame broke before it falls apart. But there's that. I also have in our bathroom, this isn't a movie poster, but I'll show it, 101 Greatest Movie Quotes. And I put it here just so people could read it over the toilet. The frame, it's a shit frame, it's falling apart. I probably need to tape it. But I wanted to show you that. Alright, now we are in, as it affectionately called, Joe's room. My room, you know. So we will start here. Now this, it's tied with as my favorite movie poster. This is The Thing. And I guess it is another horror movie, but it's also John Carpenter. But I wanted The Thing because it's one of my all-time favorite movies. And I found this version. It is the Japanese version of the poster, and it just looks so damn cool. And it shows every single character in it. There's Kurt Russell being a badass. I don't know what it says, but I mean, look at this poster. It just looks awesome. So I got that. It wasn't that expensive. And then, I mean, that's another horror movie, I guess, if you want to put it in that genre, or thriller, or whatever. Big Trouble in Little China. Yet again, another John Carpenter. This doesn't fit into a genre. This is a guilty pleasure movie. And I don't think this is a bad movie at all, but this movie poster, I mean, look at it. I had one extra of these frames when I got the Star Wars frames. You notice the posters were a little smaller. And I had one more, and I was trying to find one that fit the frame, and this came up. I fucking love this movie. It's a guilty pleasure movie because it's probably not a good movie, but it's not a bad movie. It's just a weird movie. But I love that poster. I love John Carpenter. You know, it's all good. All right. Of course, Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorites. It's hard to say he's not my favorite writer-director, but it is hard to say. But if I had to choose one Quentin Tarantino movie, and Pulp Fiction. You know, I love all of his movies, but that's the one, just like a million other people. I saw it, I got it, and it was just still my favorite, and I love that poster. And I don't know if that's really a genre. A lot of this, I guess I'm getting to the point now, it's not really genres. We're getting to that, but he's my favorite writer-director, so I had to have a movie of his. Birdman, I wanted a newer movie, because it's only a couple years old. Alejandro Inarritu, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I fell in love with this movie, and I love this poster. It was expensive to get it, and it's two-sided for some reason. It's real weird. But this has turned into one of my favorite. It's in my top 10. I love it so much. It's, to me, everything that a film is supposed to be. Incredibly well written, incredibly well acted, beautifully directed. It's a masterpiece, in my opinion. It's a shame that a lot of audience people didn't get it, but, you know, whatever. But I had to get my hands on this poster, so I wanted a newer movie in my collection. I have Clerks, which was one of the first movie posters that I got, and Clerks 2. Now let me explain this. I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. And my ex-girlfriend got me the Clerks 10 DVD set, and I was finally able to watch Clerks, and also the documentary on it, The Snowball Effect, about the making of the film. And it inspired me to finally make a film. And Clerks did that for a lot of people. Clerks 2 also did that for me. And some people may not like Clerks 2, they may not like that he made a sequel to such a brilliant film. I fucking love Clerks 2. I don't like the poster. The poster is probably the worst poster that I have. But both movies inspired me, and both were important in my life when it came to filmmaking. And, you know, the Clerks 2 movie, I think it was the first Kevin Smith movie I saw in the theater, and possibly the only one so far. I didn't get to go see Tusk. I'm trying to think. I don't think I saw any other. I only saw them when they came out to buy. So But that movie, I think it's a better film than Clerks. It's not nearly as brilliant, but I think it's a better film. And I'm sure a lot of people will fight me on that, but that's just how I personally feel. But both of those movies are probably the two most important movies when it came to me making movies. So that's why I have both of those. And when Clerks 3 comes out, unless it's a complete piece of shit, I will probably get a Clerks 3 poster, but I have nowhere to put it. Okay, and I guess we're getting to the superhero genre, but as all of you know, if you've noticed, I'm a huge Batman nut, and I still love The Dark Knight. I love this poster, and Heath Ledger is the Joker. Finally got my hands on that, so it's not my favorite superhero movie. That would probably go to the first Avengers. But it's Batman. I had to get that. I had to have a Batman movie in here. Okay, so let's go on to over here. And it's not a movie poster, but I love that poster. I love it. It was cheap to get. I'm a huge turtle nut as well. I really wanted to get the first TMNT movie poster, and someday I will. When I have a bigger place, I'll get more posters. God forbid. Hopefully, whoever becomes my wife allows it. Okay, and in terms of a genre, Shawshank Redemption is my favorite dramatic movie, and it was hard to pick one. I would say that Arthur was my favorite movie. Now it's just my favorite comedy. But if anyone asks me, like, hey, what's your favorite movie? I say it's Arthur and Shawshank Redemption. And let me tell you why. I love a ton of dramatic films, but for some reason Shawshank, every time I watch it, it gets better and better. And when you can watch a movie any day of the week and be happy with it, that's your favorite film. A lot of these movies I can't watch all the time. Even some Quentin Tarantino movies I cannot watch every week. But Shawshank, Arthur, I can. I'm glad it finally got its due. Brilliant, brilliant movie. Now, this is actually the first movie poster I ever got, and you can see it's fucking ginormous. A close friend of mine got it for me a very, very, very long time ago. I'd love to get a frame for it, but the frames are way too expensive. And maybe someday I'll just get a regular size Rocky poster. But I don't want to get rid of this because he got it for me. But Rocky is the earliest memory I have of, like, a film. You know, like, I got it as a kid that this was a film. You know, I didn't realize how good of a film. I didn't realize what the movie meant. But it's my earliest my earliest memory of watching a movie and going, wow, that was awesome. And that's Rocky. You know, I love the Rocky series. I love the new Creed movie. But that's what that movie, it's my favorite sports movie, you know, if we were going to put that into a genre. And last but not least is my favorite movie poster. And it is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, my favorite Western. But this is actually the Italian poster, which is why I liked it. And it's beautiful. Like, this is a work of freaking art. I love it so much. The three characters, says the good, the bad, and the ugly in Italian. God, I love Westerns. I freaking love Westerns, which a lot of you are probably surprised about. Sorry, the light keeps coming in and out. But I love that. I mean, there's Clint Eastwood, you know. It's just... I love that poster. It is my favorite poster. The Thing was my favorite poster until I got this one. I freaking love that poster. I love that movie. But it probably doesn't seem like a lot, but it cost a lot of money to do this. I did this during a time last year when I wasn't exactly happy with the job I went to, and this was my way of... I bought most of these at work, and then I bought the frames at the Walmart here. It was very expensive to do so, but I'm glad I did it. I wanted to surround myself with my favorite movies, you know. So in the future, when I get a house, a bigger place, I'd love to build a theater for myself one day in my house. You know, if I ever have the money to do so, I'll get even more movie posters if I can. But for now, I'm very happy with my collection, you know. And thank God I have a roommate that's cool enough, and he loved, you know, the Star Wars posters and everything else. He just really liked it. But I just wanted to show it off and show all the ones I have because you'll probably be noticing them in the background. So, yeah. Those are it. I love every single one of them so much. So yeah, just a little kind of bonus video showing off the movie posters. So thank you very much, and I promise I will have some reviews for Too Many Movies with me, Filmholmes, very soon. And if you have any suggestions of any movies from my collection you'd like me to watch, or even ones I don't have in my collection, just let me know. And I will see you then. Later.